Agentic AI is transforming real-world enterprises around the world. However, there's still a lot of confusion on what this really means. How is it really different from traditional AI? Today, I, Chirag, will be answering the most burning questions about Agentic AI on X, Reddit, and Quora. Let's start with X. So the question is, these AI agents everyone's hyping up are fundamentally doing the same thing as chatbots. They process inputs and generate outputs based on their training. So what's the real difference? That's a heavy question already. Let's explain with a real example, right? A chatbot is like a help desk form. You ask a question and it gives you an answer based on what it's programmed to know. It's basically question answer on a pre-scripted form. An AI agent identifies the problem even without being prompted. It would interact with an API or backend systems, gather information, evaluate the possible solutions, and autonomously execute a series of actions. And that is the difference. Let me take an example. I want to book a dinner reservation at a Mexican restaurant. I would put that in a chatbot. It would either tell me whether a slot is available for me or not, or table is available for me or not. However, an AI agent would understand that even if a table is not available, what are the other Mexican restaurants nearby? Autonomously, it would give me suggestions as any other human would and help me book a reservation itself and send me automatic notifications and so on and so forth. It's not about responding better. No matter where the action has to be, whether in a CRM, order management system, any backend system, even booking your calendar, AI agents will deliver. It's about owning the outcome as a human would versus just trying to resolve a task. All right, now let's move to the next question, this time from Reddit. This is an interesting question. Is Agentic AI the next big trend or no? I love this question because it touches the heart of what the problem is or what the question is, right? Agentic AI is not a trend. I mean, it's not a fashion trend that comes and goes, right? It's a natural evolution to where the enterprise automation is heading. More companies every day are experimenting, scaling, building real operations around AI agents. It's an exciting shift, and honestly, it's just getting started. So far, we have just scraped the tip of an iceberg. There's a lot more to come and a lot of exciting new use cases to solve for. Now let's move to another question from Reddit. This is an interesting question again. What industry requires Agentic AI the most? Honestly, I can't think of an industry that doesn't require Agentic AI. Now, think of it. Every industry, every job has those small manual tasks that drain time. Checking inventory in retail, chasing documents in insurance, scheduling meetings in sales, tracking shipments, bookings, reservations. Take an example in insurance and banking. Endless policy lookups, form verifications, your KYC checks, find out the status of your claim, your order status, your refunds, so on and so forth. It is the very basic routine queries like, is my premium paid? When will I get my refund? When will my claim be processed? These aren't strategic tasks. These are very manual, repeatable tasks, but they add up over time. You need to have an army of humans to be able to do very mundane, day-to-day, simple queries and tasks, right? Introducing Agentic AI transforms the game completely. It just doesn't answer. It acts. It pulls out the latest data, fills the forms for you. It triggers approvals and it notifies the customers, just like a human would. Now let's look at the next question from Quora. Now this question should be on the top of the mind of every enterprise. How do you ensure security and compliance in the world of Agentic AI? All right, so it is the most human thing to be worried about security and compliance in the world of Agentic AI. To secure Agentic AI, we need to start with the least privilege access. Basically, you give the agent the bare minimum permissions it needs, nothing extra. As a next step, you set up audit logs, role-based authorizations, and so on. So the agent can only perform specific tasks based on what it's allowed to do, nothing more. Once you have done that, you start guardrailing. What does it mean? You define safe boundaries. What is the agent allowed to act? Where is it allowed to act? And when something unusual happens, a human needs to step in. And so it is instructed to involve the human when the boundaries are breached. And finally, you keep evaluating, tracking the agent's behavior over time, making sure it stays compliant, accurate, and doing exactly what it is supposed to do. It is no different than how you would train a human agent in following the security and compliance of your enterprise. Where should businesses start their Agentic AI journey, and what steps should they take first? This is a very relevant question because even before you understand what an AI agent can do, the world of AI changes every 2 to 3 weeks. So it's but natural that retailers or industries in general would get confused. The easy answer here is start by finding out tasks and grouping it by priority. The tasks in your organization which are repetitive, manual, takes time, and so on and so forth. And the best step then is to discuss with your Agentic AI deployer how to move forward. At Nurix, for instance, we typically begin with a scoped agent. We integrate it very carefully with your backend systems and optimize it for quick, measurable results. Once that basic step is in place, we we scale it across other workflows, and that becomes much easier. What we do is basically work on your AI roadmap for your enterprise and build AI which truly represents your business and is not generic and out of the box. Hopefully, this conversation gave you a clear understanding of Agentic AI, how it is already transforming and how enterprises work, and even in general, how you interact with the world at large. If you have more questions about deploying AI agents in your business, drop us a note on our Reddit channel. Our team and our AI agents are always listening. The world of AI will change again in the next few weeks or a month, and you will have more questions. Feel free to reach out.